Well, hello. It's Leslie, and that was the smarmiest hello I've ever heard. Imagine me with slick back, oily hair. Well, hello. And it's another episode of, The Artist and Entrepreneur. I'm going to test rice papers this month, I guess. I have not ever done this before, and it makes me really, really grateful that you guys are out there watching, because it gives me an excuse to test all the stuff that I probably would never test on my own. But you guys give me a reason to do it. So I have 9 or 10 rice papers that I'm going to test with watercolor, fluid acrylics, and a couple pens, some Micron pens. We've got Micron number 1, Pentel brush pen, and Copic brush pen, Copic .8. And I'm just going to do a few strokes of those. I've never considered using rice paper as a support, just because it just looks so flimsy, right? It looks like there's no way that it could possibly hold any amount of water at all. But I've been looking at some work online. Specifically, Kagan McLeod has used rice paper often to do his beautiful ink work, and it looks fantastic. Also, we got new rice papers into the store, and they gave us an example book, and I saw what was happening with the watercolor on these different papers, and I had to test them. So I'm excited to try this. I have no idea how this is going to work. I've been putting off doing them because it could be a disaster. I might not have any idea what's going on, and it could be just a nightmare and a train wreck. So we'll see. Could be fun. Could be fun for everyone involved. Now, normally, when you're using this for actual Japanese painting, there's apparently a felt that you can buy, a traditional felt that goes down and goes underneath it, and it absorbs the water, and it apparently doesn't have anything to do with the way the water goes on or the actual application of the water. It's just to protect your surface. Now I have this taped on to just a white illustration board because my table's really ugly and it would be difficult to see. So I'm using a mix of burnt sienna and ultramarine blue, and this is in the watercolor. God, I really can't get over how just unbelievably strong this paper is. Like, it's really unreal how strong it is. So I'm just dropping my brush around. So I'm just experimenting to see what this stuff does, because I have no idea at all. Now this is Kozuke. Drips. This is a Kozuke paper. Unfortunately, I don't have any secret insider knowledge about rice papers, sadly. Most of our rice papers at work come from the Japanese paper place or the paper place. I'm not sure what it's called anymore. So this is fluid acrylics. This is really nice. It's just a really, really, I don't know, I just love surfaces. Now it's not spreading around. Oh my god. Okay, I have to move this light. It's clearly too in my way. I mean, how many times do you have to bang your brush off the light to move it? different. Like there's an absorbent quality to it, obviously. I'm interested to see if you can dry brush. Ooh, it's starting to pick up some fibers. So clearly scrubbing back into wet rice paper is a no-no. But I mean, this is a really neat look here. Like I've got barely any pigment on my brush, and I'm rubbing it over the top. It's a great way to render. This is gonna be interesting. Okay, so Copic brush pen. Like that's a surprise to me. I have to be really honest. This paper is really fibrous. Once again, I'm gonna scan all this in so that you guys can see up close what's happening. And there's weirdness happening, I have to be honest. I'm not really sure what's going on in here. That's neat. But because of how fibrous this paper is, I would expect that this ink would just run and run and run and spread out. And there's a little bit of spread, but way less than I would have anticipated. I should probably write down what this is. Copic brush. Now it's not in any ways like a Strathmore Bristol or a plate finish at all. It is absorbent. You can feel it being kind of fibrous-y. But I cannot believe how non-fuzzy it is. So I'm gonna have to brush over this with some watercolor. You understand, of course. I have to test it. I love experimenting. Thank you so much for watching, because you guys give me a reason to do this. Oh, wow, this is, I mean, it's definitely not my favorite look in brush pen. Like, I much prefer a very slick, tight, sharp line. But I mean, that has its place. Now this is not dry, and I understand that it's not dry, but I still must brush over it. I'm gonna use a different color. Rose Madder Genuine, Quin Magenta, which is very, very transparent and non-staining. No bleed at all. I'm so surprised by the Japanese papers. I'm gonna keep saying that, and I apologize in advance, because you guys are gonna just keep hearing me say it. I'm just gonna keep saying it over and over again. But look at how thin that is. It's a thin piece of Kozuke paper. This is 37 by 25, and it's approximately $4. Okay, so that's neat. Okay, catch you in a bit.